Are you struggling to consistently drop 20 plus kill games on Rebirth? Getting a 20 kill game is actually easier than you might think. So in today's video, we're going to be going over the simple strategies that you need to be using if you want to stop dropping 5 kills and start dropping 20 kills. Let's lock in. So when we talk about dropping 20 plus kills on Rebirth, I'm going to be honest, guys, I really do believe that anyone can drop a 20 kill game at any point in time with just a little bit of execution and a little bit of gameplay strategy, being able to win your gunfights. And obviously we're going to focus a lot on gameplay strategy today. Now, landing in here, it's important to understand that first circle is not going to make or break you dropping a 20. We only need 4 kills in the first circle to be on 20 pace. But with that being said, ending up in the blender in first circle does kind of put you in a really tough spot where it's hard to drop 20. It's much harder. So my general rule of thumb here is do not fight unless I absolutely have to until I get that loadout down. Right here, obviously I have no choice. You know, I've got an AEK, which isn't a great gun, but we're going to go ahead and see what happens. We're able to get that kill. Now, even if I die there, guys, it's not that big of a deal. There's still plenty of time in this first circle. We just land somewhere else and focus on getting loadout down. But I think a lot of you guys are way too over-aggressive early game. You know, you land hot, you land control, and you land in, you get a kill, then you die. Then you land back in, then you die. Then you land back in, then you die. At some point, just slow down, focus on loadout. There's fighting all around me here. And still, I'm saying, hey, I don't care about that. Just get me loadout. And I think one of the biggest things when it comes to loadout in first circle is nobody else has loadout yet, right? Unless they bought it. There's no free loadout. Once people get that free loadout, all of a sudden they shoot a little bit better because they're comfortable with their guns. They have more outplay potential because they have quick fix or resolute or whatever it may be, temper, whatever perks they have. They've got a little bit more outplay potential. So from right here, now we're in business, okay? We've got our loadout down. We've got 1 kill here early. And now I still have 2.5 minutes here to be able to pick up 3 kills to put me at that 4 kill mark, okay? From here, the next area a lot of you guys struggle is always working towards our next fight, okay? A lot of you guys just kind of wait around and you're like, okay, what's going to happen, right? I'm just waiting for somebody to pop up on my screen. What we're really going to focus on throughout this game is how I'm always working towards fighting somebody. In this case, I know there's a bunch of people top prison. Real quick, by the way, guys, if you are looking to get better at Rebirth, I always say this. Give me 30 days and see what happens. Subscribe down below. I promise you will become a better player. And if not, after 30 days, you can always unsubscribe. I totally get it. But I guarantee that's not going to happen. Watch me hesitate shooting here for a second. Why do I do it? Do you see that little hesitation that I had? Element of surprise. And this execution is so important. Now, if I am not able to get this down here or get this thirst, 2 things happen. Number 1, I don't get the kill. And number 2, I don't get the minimap pings, right? So watch how I kind of, you see how I kind of pause just to make sure that I hit those headshots right there. At which point I know I can get the down and I get the thirst. Obviously from this point we're +1 to 2, but more importantly, I get the next piece of information to act on. And when we talk about always working towards our next fight, stringing together kills is so important. And just like that, we're up to 3. Okay, I said we only need 4 in the first circle. And just like this right here, there is kill number 4. So already we are on 20 pace. Now, for those of you guys that are looking to drop higher kill games, 6 to 8 kills in the first circle is 30 pace. So from this point, I have loadout, and now we're kind of cruising here with another 2 minutes left in first circle to be able to pick up as many kills as possible. The more kills that we can obviously pick up in first circle, the more wiggle room we have if we end up in the blender or end up having a slower end game later on when it comes to dropping 20. Let's see what we got here. We got these guys up top. You know, obviously always working towards that next fight. I'm going to re-engage from this head glitch right here. I don't love this fight. That's a really tough situation to be. So we're just going to drop down for a second. 1 guy left side. And when we talk about that execution, guys, this is one that you guys need to work on is this hip fire. Right? Notice as he's kind of pushing this way, he runs. I'm going to track with the hip fire. Right here, we're ADS. We're able to get that kill right there. And then we notice those enemies over at Grandma's house. So what do? We're always working towards our next fight. We're trying to put ourselves in a position where we can see one of these enemies and find a way to get a kill. That's kill number 5.
Enemy UAV is online.
Notice the weapon pings up top.
Hostile UAV.
Notice all these weapon pings over here. Trying to third party. And we see this guy. We actually see 2 guys right here. So there's our weapon pings. Now, this is an easy area to get third-party kills. And I think one of the biggest things with 20s, guys, is it's just one kill at a time. And you're going to see that throughout this entire game, including how this game ends to actually clutch the 20 and the win. Now, from here, what I noticed is there was actually a guy over here, and there was a guy over here. I didn't like this. I had low ground. I had no cover. So we just back off. I'm not in a rush. I want to always work towards my next fight. I want to string together kills, but I don't have to rush. And we can play patient. We can kind of put them in situations where they're uncomfortable. We can keep our element of surprise. Still roof and to my right side there.
Enemy UAV is online.
One guy on the head glitch. That's a really tough fight, so we just back off. Okay. You can have that. You sit up there as long as you want to, my friend. We're just going to keep working different angles of prison here. Always working towards that next fight. Trying to figure it out. Where is he? There he is. There's our one kill. I want to kind of highlight this here for a second. Okay, so we're able to get this kill. Okay, first thing I notice is as I'm turning around and kind of working down, I kind of noticed that this guy was on my level. So I'm going to go ahead and work my way back up top. As soon as I see the sniper glint, I don't need to rush here. I don't need to be so kill hungry that I've got to keep pushing. Again, we only need 4 in the first, 4 in the second. So I need to get to 8 kills here by the end of the second. We're already at 6. We got plenty of time. We don't need to rush that situation. We don't need to force that situation. If we keep working towards our next fight and stringing together kills, we don't have to force situations, okay? Then we can just kind of take what's given to us. Sniper up above. Okay, so one guy up above me, and we slow play this. Just like I said, we don't have to rush. We just kind of take this, and obviously audio and COD is something else. Let's go ahead. We get that kill. That's kill number 7, right? 1 kill at a time. Sniper is still obviously top tower here. Working my way up. I see the glint. We drop down. I'm not in a rush, but we're always working towards our next fight. Back behind me. What do you do from here? Okay, so let's think about this. Okay, I want you to let's put yourself in my shoes for a second. What would you do? We got tower, we got, you know, prison. We probably have grandma still from earlier, and we got this team over here. I mean, what's your thought process? Okay, let me label this. This is team 1, this is team 2, this is team 3, and that's team 4. You know, what are you thinking in this moment? I mean, what I'm thinking is that these guys are out in the open, right? These guys are kind of rotating a little bit out in the open here. Let's go ahead and work towards our next fight. Right? Let's go ahead and work kind of this direction here. And by the time that I'm around the corner here and I'm full plated, now look at my base health here, guys. Base health, that's not good, right? My base health is low. That's not a good situation to be in. That's because I'm not running quick fix. I forgot to change my perks. Usually I run quick fix and tempered. I would have been perfectly fine. But we catch them off guard. That is unfortunate. He just stuck me with a thermite from there. Don't panic, okay? Don't panic here. I'm just going to hide. I know it's going to kill me. I know I have self-revive. I'm just going to make it so it's as hard as possible for them to find me. Let's go ahead and plate up. One guy on my level to the left side here. I love this gunfight, by the way. We're not going to focus too much on execution. We'll talk about execution a little bit later on here. But, guys, turn the corner. Perfect centering right there. Obviously, a little bit of a jump allows me to mix in that headshot. That's just a really, really good gunfight win to give me that information, allow me to start to figure out how to string together kills. More importantly, that puts us at 8. We re-engage here. One guy flying in. We're not going to rush. I'm not going to full send this guy. We're just going to play patient. Just trying to see where he's going. Got to execute, right? We're able to get that down right there, so now what? What do we do from here? We always work towards our next fight. I didn't get that thirst. So I'm trying to think about, okay, how can I get this thirst safely? I don't want to put myself in a bad position to that team that was sitting on the corner there. Can't be over-aggressive in that moment. This is where I say don't rush. You don't have to be too... And look, this guy's flying in. I mean, that's a big kill right there. Yeah, that one's going to come back and be an important one when it comes to dropping this 20-kill game. There's 1 kill, there's 2 kill. Just like that, we're up to 10. By the way, 4 in the first, okay? 4 in the second, 6 in the third. Right? And then we have 6 in the rest of the game, that end game, that 4 circle and on once respawn's disabled. So more importantly right here, guys, this is going to be 14. Okay? So what I'm chasing right now here is this 14. I'm trying to get to around that spot, but I've got plenty of time. I mean, I'm still kind of thinking 25 to 30 kills right here. One guy flying in. Hey, let's take the easy one. 1 kill at a time. That's it. 1 kill at a time. We're going to keep that team in the blender. That's a big one. Keeping pressure on enemies as much as possible to kind of keep them in the blender. Now, what are we doing right here? We don't really have much until we get those weapon pings over here by water tower, right? So now we can go ahead and act on those weapon pings. And that's a big part of always working towards our next fight is, hey, I don't have enough for a UAV. I don't really have any mini-map pings after a kill. You know, we've got to really focus on those weapon pings and understand where teams are fighting. There is nothing better. Let me pause real quick because there's a Beavis and Butthead skin right here, and I want to ask you guys a question about how you approach this. But there's nothing better than picking up 2 easy kills because you third-party a team. I mean, how many times have you been finessing out of a house fighting a team and you just get beamed by somebody and you're low health and then you're insta-dead? You be that player. Right? You pay attention to weapon pings. You be the guy that does that, and we pick up a few easy kills. Obviously, in that case, we didn't. But what do you do right here? We got this Beavis and Butthead skin up here, right? I don't really have a good angle. Always work towards our next fight, right? So I know he's up there. Boom. Now we can go ahead. We can play this way, put ourselves on the same level as him, and now we have to execute on our end, obviously. But we're able to go ahead and hit those shots. I don't get that kill unless I position myself up here because I wouldn't be able to shoot up at him. There, right there is kill number 12. Look at minimap. Look at this guy right here. What is this guy close to in this moment? He's close to the zip, right? So I'm going to automatically work my way towards that next fight. I'm thinking about pushing over this direction, and you're going to see as I kind of work here, I anticipate around this corner to see if he's there, and he ends up not. So I'm not really sure where he is. But what do? Weapon pings, right? What do we got? We got weapon pings, right? You see how much I'm picking up on weapon pings here, and that's what I'm working off of. This is where a lot of you guys wander in this moment. You're like, Joe, I don't know what to do. Like, I just don't know where anybody is. And that's what happens, right? But it's okay, right? That is going to happen from time to time. What I'm trying to help you guys with is preventing it from happening over and over and over again. By the way, guys, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. Hitting the like button helps the video a ton. And more importantly, I want to give a huge shout out to the Noti gang, guys. I appreciate all the love and support on the videos lately. You guys are absolutely insane. In this moment, all I'm thinking about here is stay alive. You know, there's kind of two things going on right here, guys. Number one is obviously for me personally, I have my resurgence timer. So if I die right now, that's it. Game over. No 20 kill game, even though we're on 12 kills with 9 teams left and we're in third circle. Like, we're on a really good game thus far. For you personally, one thing that will derail your 20 kill game is dying over. Like, if you die and it takes 25 seconds to get you back, and then you fly in and you die again there, and then it takes you another 25 seconds to get for your teammates to get you back, you just wasted so much time. That would be valuable. Look at all this stuff happening over on the other side. Look at all this stuff happening over on the other side here. We got that UAV. You know, sometimes it takes a little bit of luck here, but we would have just worked to prison anyway. I'm just trying to wait to see if these guys end up pushing down below here. A little bit of patience. I'm not rushing. Okay, we're just getting out of here. Let's go figure out where that next fight is. And this is the situation a lot of you guys find yourself in, right? You're unsure about where to go. You don't know where to go in this moment. And I promise you, if you made it this far, guys, this end game, I'm going to teach you how to clutch 20s. And it is going to be uncomfortable. And you're going to be like, yeah, Joe, that looks more like my gameplay. Up until this point, I've been very much in control of this game. You know, I've except for the one death, I've been very much in control. We got Sniper Tower, of course. That's super annoying to deal with. That guy flies down. Yeah, so I saw that guy. I don't know if he saw me, though, so I'm just going to kind of chill here. We're going to reposition just a little, try to find a different angle. Sniper glint. See ya, I'm down. But, right? Always work towards my next fight, right? I drop down here. Look at this. Watch my eyes here. Okay, watch what I'm paying attention to in this moment. Watch how I pick up on these weapon pings. Nope. Eyes immediately go, oh, yeah, that guy's right there. And obviously that's one right there where we take advantage of the super fast TTK. Super fast TTK can be frustrating, but we can also use it to our advantage. 8 teams left, guys. There are people everywhere. And I'm trying. Like, I'm trying to get something, some sense of momentum back here. But, you know, we got guys holding stairwells. We got teams rolling around together. You know, I wanted to kind of pop down there, but it can't go down that way. You can kind of feel, you feel the difference between that first and second circle versus third circle. Now, keep in mind, guys, I said 6-6 or 4-4-6-6. We want it to be at 14 at the end of third circle, right? So we're -1 at this point, which not a great spot to be. But if you play your end games correctly, you can pick up a lot of kills. Above, you can see how much information I get from people shooting guns. That's the #1 thing that I act on in games. Above. Okay. Let's go ahead. We need to push up top there and see what we can find. Let's go ahead and push up top. Let's see if we can. There's tons of ways to get on top prison, guys. There's the jump spot to my right side. There's the zip on the back side. There's the stairs through offices on the back side. We're just trying to figure out where we can go here to get up top. Go ahead and take that guy rotating. That is probably a lot of you guys where you kind of rotate out in the open to go do something, you get fried, right? Yep, we're pushing up here. We got to be careful because we know it's a lot, though. Okay? So before we jump into this end game, and I'm just going to let this roll a lot of the end game here, just I want you to keep in mind that we're always working towards our next fight, but we're not playing over aggressive, okay? We're being very strategic with the decisions that we make and the situations we put ourselves in. So that's multiple enemies right there. You know, I'm getting shot from enemy number 2. There's probably like 3 enemies on that team over there. Right? So I don't really love the situation that I'm in. I'm just playing really, really careful, and I don't have a Semtex. Now, this team's down below here, right? Can't quite get that down. That's a missed opportunity there. Not much I could do about it, but definitely a missed opportunity. That would have been a great kill to have. So what do? We keep working towards our next fight. Very strategically, though, okay? We're not being over-aggressive during endgame. We still know that there's people up here, okay? One guy over to my left side there. The moment I get shot, I gotta jump down, right? I can't die because I was over-aggressive. Not quite able to get that down. There's 2, there's 3. What do? We gotta jump. See ya. One guy to my right side there. You know, we're not in a great position here. We just gotta keep fighting, and we gotta keep playing smart here. One right here. Dead. Caught him off guard. Okay? So there's 15. We're at 5 teams left here. So there, and buybacks. Buybacks are definitely going to happen because there's a buy station right there. Now, what do we do from here? Let's go ahead and work back. We're going to get into zone. We know that we can technically stay in prison right here. Bunch of people up above, right? We see those weapon pings. Okay, we can't use the mortar just yet, and that actually helps me a lot. Okay, it helps me a ton that I can't use the mortar. And I'll tell you why when it happens. This is a weird one. Hello there, buddy. No aim assist. We're going to keep the pressure on. And I do all of this for no kills. It didn't give me that kill right there. Gave it to somebody else. I felt like I did a lot of damage to that guy, but at the end of the day, didn't give me that kill. A little bit unfortunate. So we're just going to play in zone here. But more importantly, now the team that's on the rooftop has to jump. Right? They're in a really bad spot because they're forced to move. They can't eat it anymore. Previously, when I called it in, there was still a lot of top prison in zone. So save those PAs and save those cluster strikes until, like, enemies have no choice but to jump or move. Guy on buy station. And you're going to see it right here. I mean, these guys are in a really bad spot. You know? There's the mortar strike. There's the break. There's the down. He full kills right there. There's number 17. Look at this circle rotation, by the way. So, guys, look, gameplay, strategy, execution. You know, we got to take with what we got. We lost that momentum in that third circle. This is where it would have been great to pick up a bunch more kills there, especially with the start that we got off to. But, you know, we got to make plays at some point. You know, this is the execution dynamic that you guys really need to work on, which I'll tell you guys in a second where you can find my practice video. I'll leave the practice video for you at the end here, and I'll highlight it again here in a second. Really focusing on that aim and movement. One guy right here. Watch enemy number 2 back behind. I'm just going to let this play from here, guys. We're just going to let it play. I mean, I know that I'm in a 1v2v1 situation, and this guy is, I mean, not only is he a super sweat, but he's got specialists. So I'm just going to keep playing my power position here, playing high ground. I know I'm in a 1v1. We got specialists right there, guys. My practice video is going to be right after this one, really focusing on how to practice if you have 1 hour a day, 2 hours a day, 3 hours a day, 4 hours a day, 5 hours a day. This guy's down below me just based on a little bit of audio. I'm in a bad spot. I'm expecting him to challenge right here. And as soon as I can get to the shack, guys, now I know that I'm easily able to clutch this because he's got to rotate to me. Nice little 20. And that's 20 right there, guys, on the dot. That's where we have these ebb and flows of we got off to a good start. Kind of third circle. We just couldn't quite find a kill. We couldn't quite split the teams. Why? Because everybody else had loadout. It gets much tougher. But we ultimately end up with that 20 kill game, guys. I hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope you found it helpful. As I always say, let's get better today, and I will see you tomorrow.